Hello, children. It's me, Fresh Teacher.
I hope you've been having fun creating your Scratch projects. In our last lesson, we discovered how the repeat block can make Scratch do the same thing again and again, without us writing the same code over and over. Today, we're going to learn another very clever control block. It's called the if-then-else block. Now, that sounds like a big name, doesn't it? But don't worry. The idea behind it is actually very simple. Let me ask you a question. Imagine your teacher says, if you finish your work, then you may go outside for break. Otherwise, stay in the classroom until you've finished. See what happened there? The teacher made a decision. If one thing is true, one action happens. If it isn't true, something different happens. Scratch can make decisions in exactly the same way. Let's build a simple quiz to see how it works. Open your Scratch project. We're going to use the Scratch Cat. First, let's tell the program when to begin. Go to the Events category. Drag the When Green Flag Clicked block into the coding area. Great. Now let's ask the player a question. Click on the Sensing category. Find the block that says, Ask what's your name and wait. Drag it underneath the green flag block. We're going to change the question. Instead of asking for a name, click inside the block and type, What is 1 plus 2? Excellent. Now, whenever we click the green flag, the Scratch Cat will ask our maths question and wait for an answer. But how does Scratch know whether the answer is right or wrong? That's where the if-then-else block comes in. Click on the Control category. Find the block called if-then-else. Drag it underneath the Ask block. Take a close look at it. Can you see the little six-sided space near the top? That special shape is called a condition. It's where we ask Scratch a question that has only two possible answers, yes or no, true or false. Now we need to tell Scratch what question to check. Click on the Operators category. Find the block that looks like this. Something equals something. This block checks whether two things are exactly the same. Drag it into the empty six-sided space inside the if-then-else block. Perfect! Now we need to fill in the two empty spaces. One side will be the player's answer. The other side will be the correct answer. Where does Scratch keep the player's answer? Go to the Looks category. Drag a Say block into the Then section. Change the message to Correct. Wonderful. Now let's tell Scratch what to do if the answer is wrong. Drag another Say block into the Else section. Change its message to Incorrect. The answer is 3. That's it. Our program is finished. Let's see it in action. Click the green flag. The Scratch Cat asks, What is 1 plus 2? Let's type 3. Then press Enter. The Scratch Cat smiles and says, Correct! Fantastic! Now let's try again. Click the green flag one more time. This time, instead of typing 3, let's type a wrong answer, like 8. Press Enter. What happens? The Scratch Cat now says, Incorrect. The answer is 3. Isn't that clever? The same program gave two completely different answers. How did it know which one to choose? Because the if-then-else block made a decision. It checked whether the player's answer matched the correct answer. If it did, the cat said one thing. Otherwise, it said something different. This is one of the most important ideas in programming. Computers don't just follow instructions. They can also make decisions based on the information they receive. You'll use if-then-else blocks in games, quizzes, animations, racing games, and many other exciting Scratch projects. Let's quickly review what we've learned today. Today we learned how to start a program with the when green flag clicked block, ask the player a question using the ask and wait block, use the answer block to read what the player typed, compare two values using the equals operator block, use the if-then-else block to make decisions, show one message for a correct answer and another for an incorrect answer. Fantastic work! You've just taught your Scratch Cat how to think before it acts. That's a huge step towards creating smarter and more interactive programs. In our next lesson, we'll discover even more exciting ways to make our Scratch projects respond to the player and become even more fun.
Enjoying my lessons? Hit the subscribe button and join our adventure. Learn to code, create, and share with us.